So we're gonna place our fingertips on our shoulders and start to circle our shoulders towards the front. So our elbows meet as we come to the front, creating large circles and really warming up the shoulder joints. And switching directions. So this time we're gonna make big circles backwards. Really feeling the extent of these circles. Great job. Now we're going to inhale our arms up over our head, keeping our shoulders away from our ears. Placing the right palm down on our side or the forearm if we're a little bit more open. And inhaling the left palm overhead, gazing at the left fingertips. Keeping the left hip glued to the mat. And breathing here. Lengthening through the left side body. And inhaling both arms back up. Making sure they're away from the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, relax the left palm to the left side, sweeping the right arm overhead, gazing at the right fingertips, keeping the right hip down, and breathe. On the inhale, both arms come up. And on the exhale, we relax both arms forward and bring our forehead to the mat. Just tuning in again. Releasing any tension through the breath. Bringing ourselves back to a more relaxed state. And on the next inhale, we slowly start to roll up our spine, vertebrae after vertebrae, looping the shoulders back and the head coming back left. From here, we're going to meet on our knees for a moment. So we're sitting on our heels here. Both arms extend out in front of us. And once we're here, we're going to straighten our fingers towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. On the inhale, we're going to push the base of our palm towards the front, spreading our fingers wide. And on the exhale, we're going to close our fists and point them downward towards the floor. Inhale back to center and open up the palms. Exhale, close the fists and bring them down. Inhale up. Spread your fingers wide. Exhale down. We're going to pick up the pace just a little bit. Starting to lubricate the wrists. 10. Keep going. And keep breathing. Now keep your palms open, pulling your fingers back towards your body and pushing the base of your palms towards the front of the room. So really feeling that stretch in the wrist. Breathe here. Keep pulling your fingers back, opening your palms wide. And release, shake out the hands. And we'll meet on all fours. So from here, we want to make sure that our shoulders are directly over our wrists and our hips are over our knees. Our knees are hip distance apart. And our fingers are spread wide on the mat, gripping the mat. So our core is engaged and we're not sinking yet, but we're keeping it active, pushing away from the mat through our palms. On the inhale, we allow the belly to drop and the tailbone to come up, opening up our chest. And on the exhale, we tuck the tailbone under, rounding our spine, bringing our chin to our chest. Inhale, belly drops, we look up, stretching the back of the throat. And on the exhale, we round the spine, tuck the chin under, push through the mat. On the inhale, we come up to cow. And the exhale, cat. A few more rounds at your own pace. If you want to pick up the speed a little bit, feel free. Just warming up the spine, activating the energy. The next inhale, we meet with a neutral spine. Pressing into the palms and pressing into the tops of the feet, we lift our knees off the mat. Breathing here, core is activated. And gently release. From here, we're going to take our right leg and move our shin so that it's parallel with the short side of the mat. Straightening the left leg out on the side, in line with the knee. The entire foot is gripping the mat, so the outer edge is also touching the mat. From here, we check in with our alignment, making sure our hips are over our knee and our shoulders are more or less above our wrist. Inhaling our left arm up overhead and gazing at the left fingertip. Breathing here for a moment. And seeing if you could lift that left leg off the ground and keep it in line with the hip. So we're not coming back in a straight line, lengthening through the whole side of the body. On the exhale, if we feel balanced here, we can see if we can grab the left ankle with the left arm. Inhale, kick, press the leg into the arm and open up. A little back bend on the left side of the body. Opening up here and breathing. And on the next exhale, we release the leg. Bring the arm to the hip and come back to a neutral spine. This time we release, oh no, the internet again. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. Someone tell me if there's a problem. The shin is parallel with the short side of the mat. We extend the right leg outward. Checking in with our alignment, seeing that our heels in line with our knee and our shoulders over our wrist. We inhale the right arm up, gazing at the fingertips. On the exhale, if we feel balance here, we can see if we can lift that right leg off the floor. Using whatever's touching the mat to press in and stabilize our body. Inhaling here, extending through the whole side body. And on the exhale, if we feel balanced, we can grab the right ankle with our right palm. Inhale, kick into the palm, open up the chest. And exhale, release back down. Right palm comes to the hip. And we come back to center. From here, we press the palms and the tops of the feet into the mat, lifting our knees again. Core is engaged, breathing here. Making sure that nothing is sagging. And gently release. Coming back into a child's pose, so sending our hips back onto our ankles, stretching our arms out forward, and resting our forehead on the mat. Taking a deep inhale here through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Firing it out. Resting in the comfort of a Balasana. And from here, we're going to press into the palms, tuck our toes under, and push up and back to downward facing dog. So once we're here, we can pedal out our legs, stretching our hamstrings, stretching the backs of the legs. Just starting to get comfortable. And then we check in with our alignment, making sure that our palm is totally gripping the mat, so there's no caves going on. The fingers are spread wide, and the forearms are firmed inward. Shoulder blades are spreading apart. Belly is tucked in, and the hips lift up and back. Heels are pulling towards the floor. On the next inhale, we bend our knees, look forward, and step to the front of our mat. Keeping our feet hip distance apart, we grab opposite elbows and allow our body to soften, relaxing forward. Relaxing our head, maybe swaying from side to side. Relaxing the facial muscles. And on your next inhale, we're going to allow our palms to soften down towards the floor and slowly begin to roll our spine up, vertebrae after vertebrae, rolling our shoulders back and our head coming up last. Taking a moment of grounding in Tadasana, mountain pose. So our feet are hip distance apart. Our tailbone is tucked under, so it's not sticking out. Hugging our belly in, our ribs in. Palms are open in front, on the sides of us, facing towards the front. And the shoulders are relaxed down and back. Breathing here for a moment, really feeling as if your feet are rooting into the ground, creating balance and stability for the rest of the body. The head extends up towards the sky, lengthening the body. On the next inhale, we sweep the arms up overhead, opening the chest, gazing at the fingertips. And on the exhale, we soften downward, Uttanasana. Inhale, coming into half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, neck is long. And exhale, we place our palms on the mat and step 1 foot at a time back to plank. Making sure our shoulders are over our wrists, weight is slightly back to the heels. Staying here for a moment and breathing, pressing in through the mat, engaging our core, making sure our hips are not sagging or coming up. Breathing here. And on the exhale, gently lowering the knees towards the mat, coming all the way down to the belly. On the inhale, pressing our palms into the mat, bringing our elbows closer towards each other, lifting through that front body, opening up the chest. Cobra. And exhale, we press the palms into the mat, tuck the toes under, lift up to downward facing dog. Really pressing through those palms, making sure the elbows are not coming out to the side, so firming those forearms in. Sending the energy back towards the legs. On the next inhale, we bend our knees, look forward, step or hop to the front of our mat. Inhaling here for half lift, expanding the spine. And exhale all the way down to Uttanasana. Bending the knees, inhale, coming all the way up, Urdhva, gazing at the fingertips. And exhale, hands to heart. One more time, reaching the arms all the way up on the inhale. Exhale all the way to Uttanasana. Inhaling, hands on the shins, half lift. And exhaling, coming back straight to Chaturanga, or the way we did it before, lowering your knees and coming down to your belly. If you're coming to Chaturanga, make sure that your elbows are in a 90-degree angle. And inhale this time to upward facing dog. Pelvis is off the mat this time. Exhale, pressing through the palms, lifting up to downward dog. Breathe here. Three more full breaths, pressing through the palms, sending the energy backward. And if you need to bend your knees here, if you have tight hamstrings, feel free to do so. It's not about straightening your legs, it's It's about lengthening the spine. So if we need to bend our knees so that we can straighten the spine more, that's what we do. On the next inhale, we bend our knees, look forward, step or hop to the front of our mat, inhaling for half lift here. And exhaling all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, come all the way up, Urdhvasana. And exhale, hands to heart. Closing our eyes for a moment, noticing the energy flowing through our body. Maybe we feel a little more heat in the body. Just noticing. And on the next inhale, we step the right foot back, big step back, turning towards the right foot. The left foot is in alignment with the right, heel to heel or heel to arch, and it's parallel to the short side of the mat. So on the inhale, we're coming to high lunge. So our heel comes off the ground, bending that front knee, making sure the front knee is over the ankle and it's not overstepping the ankle. And also that our back heel is above the toe, so it's not coming back towards the ground. Rather, our kneecap lifts and our leg activates more. From here in the next inhale, we open up towards the right side, extending our right arm back, keeping both legs active. Bringing our right hand to our right hip, lowering the left hand on the inside of the right foot. Inhaling, bringing the right arm up, gazing at the fingertips, coming into a twisted side angle. Pressing that right palm into the mat. And on the exhale, sending that right palm down on the inside of the right foot. Lengthening that left arm up overhead, gazing at those left fingertips. Activating both legs. So the outer edge of the left foot is gripping the mat. And if this is too much for you, you can come onto your side. But we really want to feel the length from the left side of the body. So imagine as if there's one straight line from the outer left foot until the fingertips. Lengthening here. And inhaling, coming back up, straightening that front knee. Bringing our feet parallel, we're going to send our toes out a little bit towards the sides. On the inhale, our arms come up, shoulders are away from the ears. Sending the right arm under the left, we come into eagle. On the inhale, we reach up, send the elbows away from the body. And on the exhale, we begin to bend the knees, sending the knees backward towards the back of the room so we're not falling forward and they're not caving in. Tucking that tailbone under, making sure your head is over your heart and your heart is over your pelvis. And breathing here. Activating your willpower. Activating your strength. Keep sending those knees backwards, making sure they're not caving in. Rooting through both feet. On the next inhale, we come up, releasing our palms to our hips and turning our toes inward. So now our feet are actually parallel. The toes can come in slightly to allow for a little bit more range of motion. On the inhale, we open our chest, draw our shoulder blades together, look up. On the exhale, we start to come forward with a straight back, placing our palms in the same line as our feet, if we can do that. Otherwise, a little bit in front. Pressing our palms into the mat, coming into a half lift here. And exhale, fold in, soften. Shifting the weight towards the toes. Palms pressing into the mat. Feeling that deep stretch in the back of the legs. Breathe. And on the next inhale, we bring the hands to the hips and come up with a straight back with control. Turning our left foot forward towards the left side of the room. We're going to come into a high lunge on the left side. So coming up on to our toes, our back toes, we're going to inhale the arms up, making sure shoulders are away from the ears, and bend that front knee. Stabilizing through both legs, lifting that back kneecap up. Breathing here. On the next inhale, we open up towards the left side, sending that left arm back and opening our chest. Placing our left palm on our left hip and the right palm on the inside of the left foot. We open up towards the left side of the room. Pressing that right palm into the mat, opening our chest further and breathing. On the next inhale, we lower the left palm, place it on the inside of the left foot, and sweep that right arm overhead, opening up our chest towards the sky. Parsvakonasana. And if this is a little bit too deep for you, you can come up to your thigh. Just notice what you're feeling today. Sometimes we're less flexible than others. The most important thing is that you are breathing. On the next inhale, we come up, straighten that front knee. Bringing our feet parallel towards each other again, turning the toes a little outward. We're going to come into goddess on the other side. So inhaling the arms up, making sure the shoulders are away from the ears, extending from the base of the spine through the crown of the head. And this time sweep the left arm under the right, coming into eagle arms on the other side. Inhale, bringing the elbows away from the body, extending. And exhale, beginning to bend our knees, bringing our knees back and tucking that tailbone under. So really activating our legs, activating our core here. We're not tilting forward in any way. Breathe. Root through both of your feet, feel the stability. Few more breaths. Really activating your willpower. Seeing where we meet resistance, where we think we can't go anymore. And when we go past our mind's limitations, we become much more flexible, both physically and mentally. On the next inhale, we straighten the legs, release the arms to the hips. Good job, everyone. Bringing the toes in. The feet are parallel, but the toes are slightly in here. So we're coming into Pasarita again. This time we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back, opening up the chest, drawing the shoulder blades in towards each other. Inhale, extend, and exhale, begin to come forward, sending those arms over our head, feeling that stretch in the shoulders, and shifting the weight towards our toes, relaxing the head heavy. And breathing. On the next inhale, we slowly start to send our arms back and send our chest forward and up. Releasing our arms, shaking them out a little bit. And heel toeing our feet back in, meeting in the front of our mat. So feet are hip distance apart here. On the inhale, we extend, reach up through the crown. And on the exhale, we begin to fall forward, grabbing our toes, our big toes, with our peace fingers. Inhaling here, lengthening half lift. Exhale, we bring the elbows out to the side and fold forward. Tucking that tummy in. And trying to shift the weight a little bit more towards the balls of your feet. Allowing you to stretch deeper. Feeling that hamstring and leg stretch. On the inhale, we come up halfway. And on the exhale, you have two options. Either stepping onto your palm so that your toes are coming to the base of your palm where your wrist starts, or you can grab that back of the shins, whatever is comfortable for you. If you feel you can go deeper, then step on the palms. Inhaling here, lengthening. And exhaling, sending the elbows out to the side and bending deeper. Tucking the tummy in and allowing the head to drop. Using the breath to bring us deeper into the posture. On the next inhale, we bring the hands to the hips and come all the way up with a straight back, meeting in the front of our mat again. Feet are hip distance apart, really rooting through both feet. So feeling as if the four corners of both feet are really pressing into the mat. We feel very balanced. Once we feel that, we're going to place our hands on our hips, lifting our left heel off the mat, coming onto our toes. On the inhale, we're going to lift the left knee. On the exhale, we're going to grab the ankle with our left hand, placing the ankle either on the inside of the right thigh or on the shin, wherever is comfortable for you today. Just make sure not on the knee. From here, we're going to bring our palms to prayer. And we're really going to feel as if both legs are completely activated. So the right leg is rooting into the ground. And the left knee is pulling backwards. So we're pressing that foot into the right thigh to open up the hip back. And if this is easy for you, you want more, you can lift your arms, gazing towards a point on the wall. Breathing here. Trying to bring some softness to this bouncing pose. From here, you either have the option to remove your foot with your hand or just flow your knee up if you can do that. Inhaling here, lengthening through that right leg. And exhaling, we send that foot back, coming into warrior three. I'll show you from the side. So palms at the center of our heart. Left leg comes up, toes are pointing downward. Chest is parallel to the ground and neck is long. So we're always trying to bring that left hip back down towards the mat because it tends to come up and open. Holding here just for one more breath. And then slowly with control, see if you can lower the top part of your body and lower your hands all the way to the floor. If that's too difficult for you, you can lower the legs. Once we're here, we're going to press onto the fingertips, come up on the fingertips and lengthen the spine, gazing forward. On the exhale, we're going to place our palms down on the mat, walk them closer towards our right foot, and maybe point our left leg, kicking it a bit higher if we can go. See if you can walk your hands on the same line as your foot, and just breathe here. On the next inhale, we're going to slowly, with control, lower that left leg down and relax the knee to the floor, untucking the toes. From here, we check in with our alignment, making sure that the knee is over the ankle, resting both palms on that front thigh, and really tuning into the stability here. So we're pressing that front foot into the mat, engaging our hamstrings, engaging our quads, keeping us stable so that if I release my hands, I don't feel like I'm moving at all. And if we do feel stable here, then we can bend that back knee and see how that feels. Pointing the toes towards the body. If this feels fine, we can turn backwards and reach for that back foot from the inside. Maybe this is enough. If we want more, we bring the toes to the base of the palm and start to push in. So on the inhale, we extend and we open, pressing that foot into the palm. And on the exhale, we press that palm into the foot, bringing it closer to the body. Feeling that stretch in the upper thigh. One more time, inhale, open up. And exhale, press that foot towards the body. And release. From here, we check in again, making sure the knee is over the ankle. Inhaling both arms up, clasping the fingers except for the index finger, keeping shoulders away from the ear. Breathing. You take a little arch in the spine here, maybe sinking a little deeper into that front knee. Breathe. And on the exhale, bring the palms together and release them down to the ground, straightening that front leg in front of us, keeping it flexed, making sure that our hips are over our back knee. On the inhale, we lengthen the spine, and we want to think of a forward and down motion, so we don't want to be rounding our back at all. We press our fingertips into the ground, lengthen. And on the exhale, we come forward, thinking we're bringing our belly towards our thigh. And breathing here. Ardha Hanumanasana. Again, using your breath to help you go deeper into the posture. Relaxing your head. Maybe stretching your arms further out in front of you if you feel stable. On the next inhale, we step that foot down in between the palms. And on the exhale, we send it backwards to downward facing dog, joining the left. Breathing here for a moment. On the next inhale, bending our knees and coming to the front of our mat. Inhaling for half lift, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up, gazing at the fingertips. And exhale, hands to heart. Coming into tree pose on the other side, keeping our feet hip distance apart. This time we're coming onto the left leg. So lifting that right heel off the mat. We're going to inhale that right knee up. Grab it with the right arm and place it on the inside of the left thigh or on the shin. Just not on the knee. Rooting through that left foot, feeling the stability. Bringing our palms to prayer. Making sure that both legs are active and that right knee is turning towards the back of the room. Pressing into that left thigh. If we want more, we bring our arms up overhead. And we're staying where we are. And just focusing on a point on the wall in front of us. From here, if it feels right, we could just release our knee and bring it up, or you take the arm and help it up. Staying here, taking one inhale. And on the exhale, we send that foot back to warrior three. Toes pointing towards the ground, neck is long, gazing towards the point on the floor, keeping that chest open. If you lose your balance, you can come back in. And just breathe here. Bringing the right hip down towards the floor. And slowly with control, see if you can slowly bring your arms down towards the floor. Either keeping your leg lifted or lowering it if you needed to. On the inhale, we come up onto the fingertips, lengthening our spine, opening our chest. On the exhale, we plant the palms down and walk them towards that left leg, maybe in the same line if you can. And relax our head down, maybe stretching that leg up a bit higher. Breathe. And on the next inhale, we slowly, with control, release that leg down in back of us, lowering that back knee, checking to make sure that our front knee is over the front ankle. We come up onto that thigh, resting both palms down. And tuning in again to that stability, so activating that front foot so that we feel our hamstrings and our thighs are engaged, stabilizing the body. And then seeing if we could bend that back knee. Maybe that's enough for us. If we want, we can go to the inside of that back foot. And that might be enough. Otherwise, we're going to bring the base of our palm to the toes and see if we can pull it in towards the body. On the inhale, opening up, pressing the foot into the palm. And on the exhale, pressing the palm into the foot towards the body, feeling that stretch in the upper thigh. Breathe. Inhale, open up one more time. Exhale, pull it in towards the body. And gently release, releasing the hand back to the mat. To make sure that the knee is over the ankle. On the inhale, we sweep our arms up overhead, clasping our fingers except for the index, gazing at our palm. Maybe arching the back slightly, allowing us to sink a little deeper into the front hip. Breathe. And on the exhale, we bring the palms to prayer and bring them all the way down towards the mat, framing our left foot, straightening that front leg, keeping flex, and making sure our hips are over our right knee. On the inhale, we extend the spine, thinking forward and down action. On the exhale, we bring the belly towards the thigh. And lastly, release our head. Maybe walking the palms out a little further away. And breathing here into this deep stretch. And the next inhale, we press the palms into the mat, step that foot down. Tuck our back toes under and walk that left foot to join the right in downward facing dog. Breathing here for 3 breaths. Really feeling as if we're stretching the mat in between our hands and our feet. Lifting our hips up and back. And on the inhale, we're going to lift our right leg all the way up, keeping our hips in line with each other so we're not opening up to the side. Exhale, we bring that right elbow to the right knee to the right elbow, sorry. Inhale, send that right leg back up. Exhale, bring that knee to the left elbow. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, bring that knee to center to your forehead, rounding the spine. Inhale, send the right leg back up. And this time we're going to step it on the outside of both palms, lowering that back knee down. So we're going to come into lizard pose. Our hands are on the inside of the right foot. We can turn those toes out slightly to allow for a little bit more opening in the hips, making sure that back foot, the back leg is straight in back of us. And this might be enough. You might already feel a deep opening. Otherwise, we can come down to our elbows and maybe resting our forehead on a block if we have one handy. Otherwise, allowing the head to be heavy. And just trying to come into this pose with a bit of softness, trying to relax into it, even if we feel a bit of discomfort. And we're pressing through that right foot to bring that knee back in towards the midline. Breathe. Good job. On the next inhale, we're going to press the palms into the mat. Tuck those back toes under, create space, and send that right leg back to downward dog to join the left. Pressing into the mat, lifting our hips back. On the next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg up high, making sure the hips are squared. Exhale, bring that left knee to the left elbow. Sorry, I'm confusing things today. Inhale, the left leg back up. And exhale, left knee comes to the right elbow. Inhaling the left leg back up. Exhale, knee to forehead, rounding the spine, holding there for a moment. Inhale back up last time. And exhale, step that foot on the outside of both palms, lowering the back knee down, untucking the toes, and coming into lizard pose. So maybe turning those left toes outward a bit. And seeing maybe this is enough for us today. Otherwise, if we want to go deeper, we can come all the way down to the elbows. And just breathe, allowing the head to fall heavy. Breathing through any discomfort. Allowing ourselves to bring ease to uncomfortable situations. Good. From here, we're going to plant our palms on the mat, come up, tuck those back toes under, and send the left leg back to join the right. Now we're in plank pose. From plank, we're going to allow ourselves to lower down all the way to the belly. Resting our chin on the mat. I hope you guys can see me. And just relaxing here for a moment. Placing our wrists under our shoulders. On the inhale, we're going to press our palms into the mat, bringing the elbows closer together towards the spine, lifting through our chest, using our back muscles, maybe stretching our throat back if it feels right. And just holding here, breathing steady. And on the exhale, lower down all the way to the belly. Maybe creating a little pillow to the on our palms. Stretching the arms overhead, palms facing down, bringing our chin to the mat. On the next inhale, we're going to lift our arms and our legs at the same time. So our arms will be going forward and up, and our legs will be going backward and up. Take a deep inhale and lift. Using your back muscles to lift you higher, opening through the front of the body, broadening your collarbone. Breathe. Bringing those thighs closer towards one another if you can. And gently release. Resting your feet on your palms. Stretching our arms out in front of us, palms touching the ground. One more time. On the inhale, lift your arms, lift your legs, gaze forward. Pressing your pelvis into the mat. And gently release. This time resting your right cheek on your hand. Maybe wiggling out those hips a little bit. From here, we're going to press into the mat and come back into a child's pose. Sending the hips back on the heels, separating the knees. So we're taking a wide child's pose. Arms are stretched out in front of us and forehead is on the earth. Taking a deep inhale here together, filling the lower belly. And exhaling through the mouth. Releasing any tension. Just resting in the comfort of Balasana. Softening. And from here, we gently start to come up to seated. And we stretch our legs out wide. So now we're on the long side of the mat, coming into a straddle posture. So don't worry about doing such a wide straddle. Just get to wherever your edge is today. From here, we're going to make sure that our feet are flexed. Our toes are always pointing the ceiling. So we don't want to stretch when our muscles are relaxed. We want to stretch when our muscles are activated. Otherwise, we get injuries. So inhaling our arms up, shoulders away from the ears, lengthening through the crown. And exhale, coming forward. Again, don't think so much about rounding the spine, but think about bringing the belly towards the mat. Keep activating your feet. Breathe here. Feeling the deep opening in the groin. Using the breath to melt us deeper into the pose. On the next inhale, we slowly walk our arms towards our body, coming up to a neutral spine. This time, bending that right leg in. So 2 options here. Show you an option with the block. Either we place the block in the back of our left thigh, resting our forearm on the block, and reaching overhead, gazing at our fingertips. Or if we want a little deeper, then we place our forearm, palm facing towards the sky on the inside of the thigh, maybe turning that palm towards the inside of the foot. So we're twisting that arm to grab the foot. And on the inhale, we sweep that right arm up overhead, opening that chest up towards the sky, maybe even grabbing the outside of that left foot. And breathing here. Really feeling that deep stretch in the right side body. And maybe just staying here. Stay wherever feels right for you. You don't want any pain in yoga. Good. From here, we gently release, straightening that right leg back out and bending that left knee in. Again, same thing on the other side. So if it's more comfortable for you, you can rest your forearm on the outside of your thigh on a block. And if you want more, you can put your palm facing up and rest your forearm on the inside, maybe grabbing the inside of that foot. Inhaling that left arm up overhead, gazing at the fingertips, opening our chest up towards the sky, maybe grabbing the outside of that right foot and turning our chest upward. Breathing here. The left side. And gently release. Coming onto our back slowly. Bringing our feet hip distance apart. Stepping on the mat. We're going to lengthen our arms by our sides and see if we can just graze our ankles with our fingertips. And then we know we're in the right place. From here, our palms are pressing into the mat on the side of our body. And on the inhale, we press them in, lifting our hips up towards the sky. Really lifting our hips high and making sure that our knees are coming towards each other so they're not splaying out towards the sides. We're imagining it as if there's a block in between our knees. We're constantly pressing it towards each other. And if we like here, we can interlace our fingers under the back, coming up a little high on the shoulder blades. Hold and breathe. Bringing that chest towards the chin. And gently lower the hips back down towards the mat. We're going to come up one more time, so just come back to your breath. And then the next inhale, we press the palms into the mat, lifting our hips up high, interlacing our fingers under the back, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. Making sure our knees are drawing towards each other. Lifting a bit higher, last few breaths. Maybe your legs are shaking now, it's okay. And gently release the hips back down towards the mat. Drawing the knees towards the chest. We're going to give the knees a hug and just sway back and forth a little bit. Maybe make some circles around the sacrum if that feels nice. And then switching directions if you're making some circles. Giving a little massage. Some self-love after a long day, after a long week. From here, we're going to place our palms on the sides of our body. Press them into the mat, lifting our hips off the mat and resting our knees on our forehead. From here, we bring the palms to the lower back and try to bring the shoulders as close as you can towards each other, supporting the lower back. We see if we could begin to straighten the legs upward, activating the legs, pointing the toes, and settling into the posture. Making sure that there's not too much pressure coming onto the neck, so the weight is primarily in the shoulders. Breathing here. Allowing the nervous system to relax in this inversion. Inversions Well, this specific inversion is very relaxing for the body and mind, and it's definitely something that's nice to do in the evening. Good. From here, two options. Either we lower the legs all the way straight back in back of us to Halasana or plow pose. Now, if we did that here, we have the option to interlace our fingers behind our back or place our palms down. If we can't go all the way back from the shoulders down, then we're going to bend our knees first, resting them on the forehead, either staying here or relaxing them to the sides of our ears. If we are in full Halasana with straight legs, we're going to lift those kneecaps up so both legs are active and our toes are pressing into the ground. Breathing here. Gently releasing those knees to the forehead if they weren't there already. Bringing the palms to the lower back, supporting the back, and helping to guide the hips down, back towards the mat. So from here, we're going to come into a happy baby pose. So if your knees are still bent, we're just going to grab the outsides of the feet, bringing the heels directly over the knees, making a 90-degree angle so that our upper thighs are parallel to the floor. Taking a deep inhale here together. On the exhale, we press into the bottom of our feet, pressing our feet towards the ground, really feeling that stretch. On the inhale, we release just slightly. And on the next exhale, we push deeper into the ground, deepening the stretch. And from here, if you like, you can sway from side to side and be a happier baby, not such a serious one. And gently releasing the feet down, back towards the mat, straightening the legs out in front of us. On the next inhale, we bend the right knee. So we're going to come into eagle. So we're going to cross the right knee over the left. And then bring that right foot under the left shin. So we're coming into like an eagle pose just on the legs. And then we're going to send, using the left palm, we're going to send those feet to the left side of our body, stretching the right arm out to the right side, making sure that our shoulder is still gripping the mat here and gazing towards those right fingertips. You can outstretch the left arm as well, palms on the mat. And just breathing here, beginning to wind down and relax. Feeling that spinal twist. And on the next inhale, we bring the knees back to center and alternate legs. So this time, the left knee crosses over the right. And then we send that left foot underneath the right shin. And using our right palm, we help the legs come towards the right, stretching that left arm on the left side of our body, making sure that our shoulder is still gripping the mat. And then outstretching our right arm as well, gazing towards the left fingertips. And breathing, relaxing into the posture. Beginning to slow our breathing down, relaxing our nervous system, and preparing us for our final relaxation. And the next inhale, we bring the legs back in towards the center. Beginning to prepare for Shavasana, so straightening the legs out in front of us, bringing the legs about as wide as the mat, and relaxing the toes outward, Arms are about 45 degrees away from the body, palms facing up towards the sky, shoulders relaxed, melting into the ground. The back of the neck is long, chin in towards the chest. And beginning to feel your body heavy, allowing it to just melt into the ground,